Is this magazine cover racist? One university professor thinks so. We have the story.
Ever want to light up in class? Well, there's nothing that says you can't. The story of e-cigarettes.
And do these guys not know to come in out of the cold? Only a few more days until the Battle of the Blues, and we're live from that other school. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the UNC School of Journalism and Mass Communication, covering Carolina in HD, this is Carolina Week.
Our academic scandal is back in the news, and tonight it's taking a new turn. Good evening. I'm Mary Alice McMillan.
And I'm Landon Dowdy. One professor says recent coverage of the scandal by Bloomberg Business Week has gone too far. He says the magazine cover this week is racist. The shots just keep on coming when it comes to UNC's athletes and academics. Bloomberg Business Week released this week's cover with a Tar Heel basketball jersey and a capital F, once again putting the university's academic standards into question. Napoleon Byers serves on the Admissions Advisory Committee on Special Talent and is a public relations professor. He thinks the Bloomberg editors showed no class in choosing the cover.
I think someone needs to stand up and say it was a bad call, and it was.
He says the cover moves the discussion beyond academics into the realm of racism.
I'm hoping that was not the case, but it was. You know, what the decision to put that jersey on the cover, and all you have to do is close your eyes and the person of color appears on the magazine.
Most of the academic problems at the university have surrounded the football program, but Bloomberg chose to use a basketball jersey to make its point, a game primarily played by African Americans.
You've picked a sport, where the majority of the players or the participants come from the African American community. Basketball does that. We all know that.
Having served 5 years on the committee, he says the special talent admits, including athletes, are indeed special in academic history, character, and work ethic, and the committee makes sure of that.
We spent a lot of hours debating the applications of student athletes. We do. And some of those debates were quite lively.
Byers says the accusations of some of the athletes being illiterate aren't true. He has never come across a single student who couldn't read or didn't deserve to be in the university.
There's not a Forrest Gump at Carolina. I haven't seen one.
So how will this and other critical stories affect the brand of the university? UNC President Tom Ross thinks it will be just fine.
Is it positive publicity? No, but I think when people are digging into the facts and really understand, they know the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill is a great academic institution.
So that cover was not only in error, it spoke to an issue that's behind us.
Attempts to reach Bloomberg for comment were unsuccessful.
An update to the criminal investigation into the academic scandal. The Orange County District Attorney is saying tonight that the former administrator of the old AFAM department will not be indicted. Her name is Deborah Crowder. Julius Nyangoro was indicted back in December for fraud in the case, but DA Jim Woodall says Crowder has been cooperating and criminal charges would not be pursued. There's also an update tonight in the case of Faith Hedgepeth. She's that UNC junior that was found dead in her apartment more than a year ago. And since that time, the Durham County District Attorney has been keeping search warrants and a 911 call associated with the case under wraps. This week, various local news organizations filed court papers trying to change that. The news organizations say that the state has not given a compelling reason for keeping the records secret.
Most students at Carolina live off campus, and most of the time they have roommates to cut costs. But for several years now, the town of Chapel Hill has had limits on the number of people who can live in a residence.
But not everyone likes that idea. And there's been an increasing number of students who want to change the ordinance. They're signing petitions and going to social media to do it. Cameron Dubois and Laura Fisher moved into this house unexpectedly in the middle of fall semester. The reason? They had been living in a house with 6 people, 2 more than is legal in Chapel Hill. Dubois is a junior at UNC.
I guess we've been told mostly that the city just looks the other way and that they really don't care.
After being told to move out because their house was over capacity, they were on the hunt for somewhere new to live. While they ended up finding a great new home, Fisher says the landlord and the city should have helped prevent it from happening.
If we had known more about it, we probably would have been more cautious in actually signing a lease with 6 people.
It's a contentious issue. For many students, the law seems extreme. Andrew Powell is student body president-elect. He joined student body president Christy Lambden in giving students a voice.
They think that the conversation needs to change around how this housing ordinance is affecting students.
The purpose of the law is to keep housing affordable for everyone, but also tries to regulate things like noise and parking in neighborhoods. But Dubois and Fisher say they are hesitant to bash the law too much.
Yeah, like I know I've heard, at least from some of our friends, like not in great detail, but that it does have some pretty distinct purpose in like trying to protect the community of Chapel Hill and not making it just for students.
But while hundreds of students are signing petitions to reassess the housing ordinance, these two are just happy to have a place to stay.
I wonder if they have those kind of ordinances over at Duke, you know, with K-ville and all. The big game is only a few days away, and our Ryan O'Rourke is standing by live over at the Tent City. Ryan, with all the recent bad weather, how are things going over there?
Landon, I'm here at K-ville where Duke students have been braving the bad weather since mid-January in preparation for Saturday night's showdown. I spoke to some tenants earlier and they told me that tenting officially ended today, so they no longer have to occupy their tents until tomorrow night when line monitors do a final check and confirm the order of the line. Those same students told me that after the check, everybody in K-ville comes together and throws one big outdoor party, and they even have a K-ville concert on Friday night. So the spirits are high out here. We'll see if that celebration continues after Saturday's game. Back to you, Landon.
Mid-January. Wow. Thanks for that, Ryan. The game is Saturday night at 9. You can see it on ESPN.
So you like jazz music? If so, UNC Summer Jazz Workshop might be for you. The program is accepting applications for this summer. They're looking for rising high school seniors, college students, and adults. Students will receive instruction in jazz theory, improvisation, and coaching. It starts Monday, June 16th, and ends on the 20th. Major in your profession, minor in what you love. That's the saying. And students who wanted to minor in dance thought they'd get the chance. They won't. Delia D'Ambra reports.
Freshman Janae Ward was jumping with excitement when she came to UNC last fall, hoping to minor in dance. But in early February, her dreams came to a halt.
When I got the newspaper that one day that said there was no longer funding, it really upset me a lot because that was my dream.
Ward says the minor would give her and others interested the chance to pursue artistic interests alongside academia.
Major in your profession, minor in what you love. So I think that it would definitely give people the chance to minor in something that they love, along with what their job is supposed to be.
Funding for the minor was approved in 2013, but former student body president Christy Lambden tells us the recent problems with the minor come from one place.
Well, the dance minor is something that I believe has got wrapped up in the administration, and somebody somewhere has lost track of it.
Chair of the Department of Dramatic Art, Adam Versenyi, says he knows why the administration made the decision to stop funding.
This was additional funding that was being asked for on top of maintaining the programs that currently exist. And that's the reason that it wasn't supplied.
He says it's a matter of priorities.
The college has to husband its resources well and think about supporting and growing existing programs before introducing anything new.
Until then, Ward hopes the university can take the right steps to make that happen. Reporting in Chapel Hill, I'm Delia D'Ambra.
Transferring can be stressful and sometimes frustrating.
And imagine finding out you won't graduate on time. Cruz Santabanez has the story.
Josephine Yerkeba is a transfer student from NC State. She expected to graduate in May, but she won't. She's more than 20 credits away.
It's not like a fun feeling to know that like you've put in all of this work. You like had to transfer from another school and readjust, and you're still like dealing with crap even at the end of the experience.
Yerkeba says she went to academic advising her first semester. Her international baccalaureate and advanced placement scores were still being processed. She says she was told, but they would appear soon on her transfer report. She says the advisor even told her which courses to take to graduate on time.
She took them, but what she didn't do was call advising, come to advising, or check on Connect Carolina to make sure those transfer credits had been accepted.
Kyle Brazil is Senior Assistant Director for Enrollment in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions.
There are systems here in place, and the first thing a student needs to do, has to do, is just when they receive that email and when they go into Connect Carolina and look at their credit, just do a spot check.
Something Yerkeba didn't do. Her IB and AP scores were missing. English 101 from State was denied. Yerkeba resubmitted her IB and AP scores, recovering 9 of the needed 21 credits, but she still needs an extra semester to graduate. For all transfer students, she has an advice.
My advice would be stay on top of it, because if you sit back and relax and you think that other people are going to help you or alert you, it's not going to happen, because in the end this is a university and it makes money off of you taking courses.
Reporting from Chapel Hill, I'm Cruz Santabanez.
They taste like watermelon and blueberries.
That's right, and no, we haven't been smoking anything, but more and more people are. The story coming up.
Be sure to check out Carolina Week online at carolinaweek.org. Connect with us online by liking the Carolina Week Facebook page and following us on Twitter at Carolina Week UNC.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit americansforthearts.org.
Back in the day, or so we hear, you could smoke cigarettes in class. Well, the old days may be back, for a while anyway. University officials confirmed for us that there are no rules regulating e-cigarettes on campus.
Technically, even in class, although you might want to get your professor's permission first. E-cigarettes are the ones that use water vapor rather than smoke to inhale nicotine. Megan Hahn reports.
Alex Fisher likes to vape his e-cigarette in the basement of the undergraduate library.
This is watermelon.
Fisher says he prefers the water vapor flavors to traditional cigarettes. But what are the health risks? Anna McCullough is a research assistant at the UNC's Nicotine Dependence Clinic. She says e-cigarettes should be regulated by the FDA.
When they're being made by lots and lots of different manufacturers, there aren't any quality control standards. So they're advertised that they just have nicotine and vapor in them, but we don't know that for sure that they don't have other things as well.
Despite the unknown dangers of e-cigarettes, people like Fisher are not alone when vaping them on campus.
The university is looking at the inclusion of e-cigarettes, and I expect that within the year we will have a policy on that.
UNC's current smoking policy states that tobacco products can't be smoked within 100 feet of any building. E-cigarettes don't contain tobacco and aren't technically included within that ban.
I guess theoretically, inside a building you could be doing vaping, as they call it, but it is totally discouraged and not appropriate for the workplace.
Most businesses in Chapel Hill don't ban them.
So if we're going to let people use e-cigarettes in places where they can't smoke, is that undoing a lot of the work that we've done to denormalize smoking?
Vapor Girl manager April Rogers says e-cigarettes can be good. She started vaping to quit smoking.
The whole idea of it is there's different nicotine levels that you can start with, and then you wean yourself down, and eventually you'll be at zero nicotine.
E-cigarette companies market them as a quitting tool for smokers. And Rogers and Fisher are among the many whose purchases boosted industry sales to more than $1 billion in the past year.
I buy flavors all the time.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Megan Hahn.
We all depend on the internet every day, but what if you didn't know how to access it?
Studies show that nearly 20% of American adults don't, but some UNC volunteers are trying to help bridge that digital divide. Hannah Lawson reports.
This is Frederick Barnes' third time attending class at the men's shelter on Rosemary Street. Volunteers with UNC's Technology Without Borders teach men like him how to use a computer and the internet.
Basically just could open up, computer, turn it on, and
things like that. But now I know how to do windows and, a lot of things that I couldn't do at first.
The group's main goal is to provide resources to adults and children with low technology access. Mary Monastersky is a site leader and believes the students learn best when teaching is more deliberate.
The way we talk about using the internet or using a computer is very different from how people who've never had constant access to a computer view it.
Students come to class with different skill levels, from not knowing how to type to wanting to learn how to search the internet.
I really hope that people who come to this session sort of, just leave feeling a little bit more comfortable with using a computer.
After attending 5 classes and passing a test, students can receive credit to purchase a discounted laptop. But for Barnes, the takeaway is more than just that.
Anytime you can have a skill to improve your craft, nobody can take this away from you. So it'll help you in the future, now and forevermore. You can even teach it to somebody else. It's something you can really give away.
Barnes says he will continue to attend classes every Sunday. In Chapel Hill, I'm Hannah Lawson.
UNC prides itself on its student researchers. That's why the university holds its annual University Research Day. It's an event that showcases research conducted in various departments. Students gathered in the Great Hall to learn more about research opportunities, and you didn't have to be a chemistry or biology major to participate. Some presentations focused on the fairness of farming and adult leisure activity patterns. For more information about Research Day and how you can get involved next year, contact the Graduate and Professional Student Association.
Cell phones, laptops, cars, and planes all have one thing in common: lithium-ion batteries. Those batteries can actually catch on fire. New research at UNC shows that there may be a way to keep batteries safer. Science and medical reporter Katie Moore has the story.
Lithium-ion batteries are everywhere, in your cell phones, laptops, and maybe even your car. Lithium-ion batteries create electricity by moving electrons between two sides of the battery, separated by a substance called an electrolyte. In rare cases, this electrolyte can catch fire. Researchers at UNC's D. Simone lab have found a new electrolyte called PFPE that won't catch fire, even at high temperatures, says graduate student Dominica Wong.
We weren't able to, find any type of thermal tendencies to combust.
Wong says batteries used today are still relatively safe. The danger comes when we use them in bigger systems like cars and planes.
Those batteries are being put into much more work, much more power, and we need them to go through much more extreme conditions.
Hendrick Auto Mall service technician Frankie Bowling works with the plug-in hybrid Chevy Volt. He says a fire would only happen with a physically damaged lithium-ion battery.
Just sitting there normal, nothing's going to happen. It's got to be some catastrophic damage to the battery itself and to structure of the battery for something to actually cause it to happen.
Though lithium-ion battery fires have occurred in both planes and cars, the UNC research is a step towards safer electronics.
We are still, trying to test it and trying to, understand the systems and the limitations of our systems to as much as possible before we can fully be confident in saying when it will be on the market.
Wong says the lab will continue research to make lithium-ion batteries safe for commercial use. In Chapel Hill, I'm Katie Moore.
I don't know about you, but I have had enough of all of this winter weather and snow.
Me too. But meteorologist Drew Day is up next to tell us what we can expect for the weekend.
This song was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers bring hope to millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back to Carolina Week, everyone. We're going to start off your forecast this evening by taking a look at the current temperatures outside here in Chapel Hill, the Horace Williams Airport. Temperatures are in the low 40s here, 43 here in Chapel Hill, and low 40s across the rest of central North Carolina this evening. The dew point is at 19, so the wind is very dry, and the winds right now are from the north, transporting in that colder air here into North Carolina. Now, today we have plenty of cloud cover. We remained mostly cloudy and overcast throughout the majority of the day, and then as I was driving in this afternoon, we started to see just a little bit of clearing. So there was a little bit of peaks of sunshine out there. So the clouds are starting to break up just a little bit. And so later on this evening, we'll start to see just a little clearing before the clouds will start to move back in for tomorrow morning. Now, as we back out and take a look at the nationwide picture, we are watching a little area of low pressure centered here over Oklahoma and Texas. That will be something that we're watching for the weekend as it will be pushing eastward. We're also watching this little area of clouds here just to our south and west that will move back into the area for tomorrow morning. Now, as we take a look at the forecast here, by 7 p.m. this evening, again, we're watching this little area of low pressure and frontal system. Some rain to our south, but none here in central North Carolina, none in the Chapel Hill region. We'll just start to see some clear skies later on this evening. And as we're waking up tomorrow morning, that continues to be the case. Cloudy skies, but again, no rain expected. That will be suppressed just to our south. But as we head into Thursday evening, we'll start to see some rain move up from the south thanks to these two little areas of low pressure. They will move northward and the rain will come with it. And that will result in some rain beginning to overspread the area Thursday evening, and that will last from Thursday evening right on throughout the majority of the day on Friday. And one little thing that we're watching here is, yet again, we are watching Thursday morning. Temperatures may be just cold enough so that they'll be near the freezing mark, that there may be just a little bit of some sleet or freezing rain that may fall here in the northern portions of central North Carolina. Again, the main little area would be to our west along the Triad in the Greensboro, Winston-Salem area, but here in Chapel Hill, there may just be some sleet or freezing rainfall. At this time, I don't think that it will warrant any delays, no canceled classes, so do that homework, but at least for right now, that's how things are going to be looking. So for this evening, expect temperatures to be very cold, well below freezing, 28 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And as you're heading out tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies for the majority of the day, 40 degrees for a high. And then as we time that out just a little bit further so you know when the rain will be moving in tomorrow, 32 by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, perhaps just a few breaks in the clouds, and then we'll cloud up quickly. So the upper 30s by lunchtime, and that rain will move in Wednesday evening, 35 at that time. And then as we take a look at the 5-day forecast, temperatures will be cool for the rest of the week, and then again that rain moving in with perhaps a little bit of sleet or freezing rain Friday morning, but then the weekend definitely looks really nice. That's what we all should be looking forward to. Temperatures will be in the mid 60s for the weekend. It looks like that will continue into next week. So,
but then possibly more sleet.
Perhaps, just maybe.
Where's spring?
It looks like maybe it will be here for a little while next week, but then maybe after that, cold weather will return. So,
all right.
But that's way down the line. Let's focus on the weekend.
I won't put the parka away.
No, not just yet.
All right. Thanks so much, Drew.
All right. You're welcome.
It was the last home game of the season, but we didn't go out with a roar.
More like a whimper, but a win's a win, and we'll take it either way. Sports is up next.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.
Packers. Viking. Packer. Viking. Pack.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
united.
Even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm Madison Way. Monday's matchup versus Notre Dame was senior night at the Smith Center, which meant Leslie McDonald was joined by the walk-on seniors in the starting lineup. And the Tar Heels took care of business in their final game at home of this season. UNC got out to an early lead with the help of walk-on senior Wade Moody, but Notre Dame fought back to keep the score close. The Heels ultimately pulled out the win behind a 14-point, 9-rebound performance from James Michael McAdoo. JP Tokido was a perfect 5 for 5 from the field on their way to his 4th straight game scoring in double figures. The Heels have now won 12 consecutive games and will travel to Durham to take on the Duke Blue Devils on Saturday for the regular season finale. 3 Tar Heels on the track and field team are indoor conference champions, and the men's team found itself on the conference podium. Evan Badler reports.
It was a long 3 days in South Carolina, and head coach Harless Metters is pleased with the Heels' progress.
We had the victory in our grasp. It was really close. All of our kids showed up. It was a team effort, and we took one step closer to being the better blue.
The men's team finished second with 89 points, just 7 points behind champions Florida State. Senior Isaac Presson and junior AJ Hicks led the men. Presson took bronze in the mile and then gold in the 3K, and Hicks won the weight throw and scored 4th in the shot put, earning him field event MVP honors.
This is the meet where you really need to focus. So I came in, all week I'm just thinking just do what I'm capable of doing, and I did it.
The women's team finished 7th in the conference with 49 points. 10 of those points came from junior Annie Lahardy, who is now the ACC champion in the 3K. Lahardy was already looking forward to racing again.
Nationals are in 2 weeks, so I'm excited to see what happens there. I've got a great group of girls that'll train with me, and we look forward to moving on into outdoor and bigger and better things.
Other female athletes earning all-conference honors include Sarah Howard in the shot put, Emily Godwin in the pentathlon, and Tristine Johnson in the triple jump. For the men, Pat Shellberg and Ryan Walling made the podium for finishing 2-3 in the 5K. Metters is looking for even bigger things.
We've got the right kids, we're on the right path, and hopefully it'll be a different story outdoors when we come back to Chapel Hill.
The Heels will have 2 weeks to work toward becoming a better blue as they prepare for the Indoor National Championships in New Mexico. From Clemson, I'm Evan Badler reporting.
UNC will send 4 individual athletes and 2 relay teams to the Indoor National Championships in New Mexico, March 14th. And of course, the Duke game is this weekend. I kind of think that Duke's going to win this one, but what do you guys think?
No, I think the Heels have it.
13 winning streak? That'd be awesome. Thanks, Madison.
Thanks.
Fancy a sequin sports coat for that first job interview? Well, things may have just gotten harder for you.
Time's up for what some people in Chapel Hill consider a local treasure. We'll have the story of Time After Time coming up.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay. Wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh. Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
Sad news for dedicated Chapel Hill consignment junkies tonight.
That's right. After 3 decades in the business and being named one of GQ magazine's best thrift shops in the country, Time After Time is closing its doors. The store specializes in vintage clothing, costumes, and accessories. Despite the success and popularity, the owners say they're ready to move on. In the meantime, the store is having major sales to clear out its hip and offbeat inventory. So if you need the perfect odd complement for a new outfit, swing by while you've still got time.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good night. Good night.